Alright, so guys, it's Monday night, and actually it's Monday, and I didn't accomplish what I wanted to do today because I ended up getting like a stiff neck. It's like, ah, God. I wanted to change out the axle on the Colorado because I may be going for a trail run this coming weekend. And that CV boot's been leaking, I don't know how long. It's not bad, but I've had this sitting here for a while now. This is an AC Delco part. I just opened it up right now. And I assume it goes in just like on my Toyota Tacoma. The axles just pop in place. They just pop out of the differential. There's a ring. See on this side. This goes into the diff, and there's like a little ring on here, and I guess that locks it in. So first thing is to do is to pry the first one out. That's how I got my Tacoma axle out. I saw the guy from Toyota Maintenance, good channel, pretty sharp mechanic there. Yeah, he just pried about with a pry bar, popped it out, good to go. Push the new one back in, right? That was on my Tacoma. Now this is the Colorado. In case you didn't know, yeah. It's a bit heavy here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is a genuine AC Delco part, GM AC Delco. The wheel goes on here. That's why it's got the thread on there. The only reason why I'm going to change it out is because this boot is leaking on the driver's side. Why? I can't see no hole or nothing or tear or nothing on it, but I got this, or you can order the boots. You can put new boots on there, but you got to take the whole axle apart. Why not just put a whole new axle in? Reboot the old axle with new grease and everything, keep it for a spare, right? So that's my plan. Okay guys, so no need to remove the rotor that I remember. I've got the nut loose. It's a 35mm, and there's a washer in there. I got that out, put a little WD-40 in there on the splines and tapped it out. Now you don't want to tap it and jack up the threads, right? I've done that before. What worked for me was just a center punch in the middle. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't even need the big hammer. Just use my ball peen hammer. So that's in. So now I need to move the steering knuckle out of the way. So I'll disconnect this again. I had to hook this stuff back up to keep things from flopping around. Flip flop. So yeah, so now you gotta get it out of here, right? It compresses a little. It's meant to move in and out. Alright, so that's all. Having a hard time getting into this. I'm glad the sun's not out. It's overcast. Yeah, God, I hate this. I want this done now. Alright. So guys, took me about an hour to get everything off. The axle did just pop right out with a couple little pry bars. Great. So now I gotta go down to Bear Frame and Wheel and see if they'll break these coils off. Break them down, you know what I mean? I don't have a spring compressor. I don't want to monkey around with this stuff. These are 700-pound springs. So they're under tension, so they got a professional spring compressor that will securely compress the spring and take the screw off, and then you release the spring and you're good to go. And then I got to adjust these. To adjust them, you got to push them all the way down, collapse them completely, then twist the center so they lock. Well, it takes a wrench. Gotta make sure to take a wrench with me. Allen key on the top. You gotta twist it in the body till it locks in. And then you have to count the number of turns. From what I hear, there's 4 settings on these. So, what settings are they on? I really don't remember. I thought maybe I had them on 1 or 2. I'd like to put them up to 3, only because I am running a lot heavier suspension over stock. I'm running the 35-inch 10-ply tires that are pretty damn heavy. I'm running this big heavy steering knuckle on top of that. That's probably 3 times as heavy as the factory aluminum steering knuckle. So I'm thinking I should tighten these up accordingly. I found on my Tacoma, I got the best ride on those off-road, with the Ranchos, the adjustable Ranchos. Yeah, I had those set on, I think, 7. It was pretty good. Anything lighter than that, the front end would, you know, do this thing. Well, on 7, it really slowed it down. Yeah, there's a lot of weight on this front end, so we'll stiffen these up. Well, let's see what they're going to charge me. I've been going to this guy for years. It depends if they're busy or not. Hopefully they're not busy. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up for now. I went down to Bear Frame and Wheel and they're real busy, so he said, come back in the morning. Alright. So, you know, that's how it goes, right? Yeah, he had all the bays full. And he had cars on top of that parked in front of the doors, you know, so yeah. Good for him though, you know. I think I'm just gonna leave this stuff here. I'll put it all back tomorrow. Hopefully I can get that everything dialed in, you know. Sometimes you gotta explain to these guys, hey, you know, I need the springs taken off and then I need them put back on. Says, while you're taking one apart, I'll be adjusting one and then I can give it back to you and you put it back together, right? Basically, I need to figure out where they're adjusted to now, right now. I don't remember. So I gotta put the wrench in the top, compress them, lock them in, back them out, count the turns, and that'll give me a starting point. And then turn them the other way, once, twice, yeah. Yeah, it's one setting for every half a turn. One half turn is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 full turns is the highest setting. I think I want it on 3. What can I say? I'm tired, man. It's hot. Here I went and put a clean shirt on, pants and everything, and heck, the owner's daughter wasn't even there today. Dang it. Yeah, so like unlike some of the other off-road shocks out there that got the knob on the bottom, like the Ranchos, they got a adjuster knob down here in the bottom. It's got like 9 settings. This has none. So to adjust these, you have to collapse them all the way, lock it in by twisting the shaft, and then counting the number of turns. So I wanted to firm them up a bit, but first you gotta take the spring off. It's under tension right now. These are 700-pound springs. So I went to the shop yesterday and they were quite busy. I mean, they had a full garage full of cars, and it's like, oh man. He says, try coming back in the morning. I went back this morning, they were still busy. So, oh well, till next time, right? So I have taken these off before without a spring compressor. Not on this vehicle, but on my Tacoma. That main nut right there is holding the strut onto the top hat bracket for the strut. It's the only thing holding this thing together, keeping the tension of the spring in there under control. So, safely way to do that was leave these in the truck with the wheels on the ground. So you got the weight of the truck compressing the spring. Then you unscrew the nut up here. And when you got the front end components free, you can lower the jack, put the jack under the control arm and lower the control arm down to relieve the tension on the spring, okay? Because the spring's under compression, right? It's compressed. So I've done that before. The issue with that is getting the spring back on sometimes. Because now you got to compress the spring to get everything back in place. And you figure it'd be easy just to put the jack under the control arm and lift it back up. But yeah, I had issues doing that. The whole truck was lifting up. I've read other people have the same issue before. So these springs are heavier than the ones in the Tacoma. These are 700-pound springs. I think the Tacoma maybe had 600-pounders. Old man emu springs. So I don't want to mess with that. Get stuck halfway. What do I do? What do I do? I got to get this car back together, right? So we're going to leave them. I may have to order some new bushings next. Again, these are the bushings. See how they're, yeah, something's, not right. And see the bushings, or there's a problem with these struts. I mean, this one here, see the hole's a little oblonged. It's not quite completely round. That's why I was having a hard time getting the bolt out. I had to put the impact on there and hold it. But yeah, I've done a little car one day. My niece had like a Honda and needed 2 rear struts, and they wanted like $400 at Sears. The guy told her because it takes a special tool, that's why it costs so much. Yeah, right. Similar setup on the rear of that Honda. I think it was a Honda, except these were in the trunk. You access this top piece from in the trunk. That car springs are so light, all I had to do is lean my body weight on that car to compress the springs, unscrew the bolt, right? Take my body weight off and everything pops out. Same thing, put it back in, put my body weight, put the nut on. These are very hard to compress. Not so easy as one of those little Japanese cars. So it looks like I'm gonna have to just put these back on, damn it. Until next time, right? I did see a spring compressor on Amazon. I did a little research. Kind of nice. Simple. It's just a hydraulic jack with like a... It's a hydraulic jack with like 2 arms you can interchange that fit on the bottom and the top of the strut so you can compress it. All the other ones fit in they're like the screw type or like a scissor type. I was at Harbor Freight. I go, man, that don't look strong enough. You don't want something slipping out of the spring and going boing right in your face, right? Like I said, it's already noon. It was overcast this morning, nice and cool. Now the sun broke out. I'm gonna change, put some work clothes on, and just get the truck back together. Until next time, right? What are you gonna do? Be nice to have my own tools. Yeah, that jack I saw or that spring compressor on Amazon was like 150 bucks. But it won't be here till like next week. So it's not, you know, like I said, maybe next time.